Good morning and welcome to my 15-minute morning matcha yoga flow. This is all about a gentle start to your day that also builds up that warmth in your body. So if that's what you were looking for, you were in the right place. This flow is just like the first sip of matcha in the morning. It's nice and warm and sweet and just everything you need to start your morning off right. So I got you. Grab your mat, take a deep breath, and let's flow. Good morning. Come get settled on your mat. Welcome to your practice, this matcha morning flow. Start by taking a few breaths in, bringing it deep into that belly, deep into that diaphragm, expanding with every inhale and shrinking a little bit with every exhale, letting the belly empty. Balancing the mind. Roll those shoulders down and back. Find that length. Perfect. Inhale and sweep the arms up. Fingertips touch. Exhale, twist over to the left. Spinal twist here. Starting to sync that body with movement. That breath with the movement for the day. Inhale, reach up to the center. And this time really pull the fingertips. You'll feel that lower back even stretch when you do. Exhale over to the right. Left hand stacks on top of that right knee. Gaze back past that right shoulder here. Find the expansion when you inhale deep in the belly. Come back up through to the center and exhale, come down to the center of the body. Hands come in front of you, resting on those forearms or on your fingertips. Keep that gaze down. Drop the left ear to the left shoulder here. Keep the gaze down and switch sides, right ear to right shoulder. So good. Perfect. Let's transition into a cat-cow. Starting with our tabletop position, hands underneath those shoulders, knees underneath those hips. Really find that grip there in those fingertips. Drop the belly, breath comes in. Tailbone lifts, nose lifts up to the ceiling. Exhale, dome the spine, chin to chest. Tuck the tailbone here. And on your next inhale, come back, dropping the belly into your cow. And just intuitively move back and forth between these two animal poses. Really finding that strength in the arms, in the belly, and in the spine, all together. Let your breath sync with that movement. Drop the belly, inhale. Exhale, dome the spine, chin to chest. And let's move back into a tabletop position. This time, we're going to keep that right hand down on the mat, that left knee down on the mat. Extend the right leg out, toes point down, left arm extends. Hey, plant. My plant is always in the way. I love it. Go ahead, tap that elbow to knee, extend. Exhale, tap the elbow to knee, extend. And this time, go ahead and lower the left hand down to the mat. Take that right foot, place it back behind the left foot. We're going to shift our weight to the left side. Reach up with the right fingertips. Find your balance here. Exhale, come back down. Move into a tabletop, a little cat-cow, before we switch sides. This time we're going to keep that right knee down on the ground, left hand down. Find that extension through the back left foot. I'm just going to scoot up a little bit. So our back left foot is extended, right arm extends out. Inhale in, elbow taps knee, breath come out. Back and forth for a few more. Find your balance before squeezing in. Last one, extend, toes pointed down. Right hand comes down. Keep that left foot lengthened. Place it back behind the right foot. Shift the weight over to the right. Left arm twist up and reaches for the ceiling. Perfect. Left hand comes back down, left knee returns. We're gonna go ahead and tuck the toes, step it back, move into our first downward dog of the morning. Cycle through the knees, let the head hang here. And let's back those hips up to where it's like they're meeting the crease between the ceiling and the wall. Few breaths here. Inhale, look past both hands, and let's crisscross our way on our tippy toes to a forward fold, our Uttasana at the front of the mat. Micro bend in the knees. Slowly rise up. Good morning. Let's reach the arms up overhead. Palms come together. Lean it over to the left. Bump the hips out to the right. Stretch. Come back to the center. Over to the right. Bump the hips out to the left. Stretch. Come back. Perfect. Exhale, hands come down. As they do, hinge at the hips, bend into the knees. Uttasana, forward fold, drop the head here. Perfect. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands come to the mat. Step that right foot back, soften the knee, sweep the arms up. We're in our crescent lunge. And with our palms facing forward, let's see if we can go ahead and flip the palms back behind us. Trying to get a little bit of shoulder rotation. So flip it from the front of the body. Palms are now back. And you can just cycle back and forth. But just getting those shoulders and the joints a little bit lubricated for today. Exhale, cascade the hands down. Frame the left side of the foot. Root down through the right hand. Twist up on the left. Fingertips reach towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands come back down. Let's step it back, moving into a plank. Find that strength here in the belly. Pull the heels back. Exhale, release. Inhale, push up into an upward facing dog. Thighs lifted, hips lifted. Exhale, tuck the toes, step it back. Breath comes out with it. Kind of a powerful 3-segment movement, going from a plank to upward facing dog to downward facing dog. So take your breath here, find what you need, and tiptoe back into a forward fold. Perfect. Once we get here, left foot steps back, soften the knee. Inhale up into crescent lunge. Just like we did before, face the palms back behind you. Give them a little pull if you can. Exhale, cascade the hands down. Ground into the left hand, twist up on the right. Right fingertips reach up. Exhale, frame the foot. Step it back, let's move into our plank. Strength here, breath comes in, belly button almost as if it's touching the spine. Exhale, release. Inhale, push up, upward facing dog. You got this. Let the breath come in. Exhale, tuck the toes, move the hips up. Sigh it out. We're in a downward facing dog. We got this. Inhale, look up. Make your way to a forward fold. You can crisscross or walk, your choice. I always love a little spice in the morning. Inhale, halfway lift. Perfect. Exhale, release. Micro bend in the knees. Slowly rise. Keep that head hanging till the arms are up overhead. Palms come together, bring them to heart center. Checking in with how you feel, that warmth that's building, but it's still a little gentle, just like matcha is. It's energy, it has caffeine in it, but it's still a nice, smooth ride to getting that caffeine boost that you need, that little energy boost. Take a sip of water if you need to here. And we're going to bend in through the knees, reach the arms up. Palms come together, swan dive it down. Hinging at the hips, bending at the knees. Fingertips touch the mat. Cycle the legs out one at a time. Really shift the weight on the left and right sides of your hips. Inhale, halfway lift, back flat. Bring that heart up to meet the horizon. Exhale, hands lower down. Step that right foot back, soften the knee. Left foot back, soften the knee. We're moving into tabletop. From there, we're gonna open up the knees as wide as the mat, kiss the toes together. And if you have a blanket here, you could go ahead and place it underneath your glutes. Lean all the way back. We're taking it in child's pose. Forehead comes down on the mat. Our breath gets a little bit softer. Starting to just let that warmth flow throughout the entire body by using your breath as a guide to move it throughout. Let your hands rest on the earth. Sometimes starting our mornings off right just feels so good, like I know I'm doing the right thing. So having this consistent practice here is such a wonderful thing. I just have gratitude right now for that. Being able to show up on the mat, knowing it makes me feel better. And that feels like I have a little piece of me in control. Inhale, let's look up. You can move this bolster or blanket if you had one in between your legs. And we're going to rise into upward facing dog. Our legs extended back behind us, our gaze lifted. Exhale, move into child's pose. So those feet kiss together, those knees open, the forehead drops down, and that's our exhale, is this child's pose. Inhale, we'll move into upward facing dog. Few like these, just so you can get the hang of connecting that breath with that body movement. So inhale, upward facing dog. Really push through the palms here. And exhale. Really letting those shoulders in the upper half of the body relax. One more time. Perfect. From child's pose, go ahead and look up. Come back into that tabletop. Cross the legs. We're going to extend the legs out as wide as the mat. And I'm smiling because we're going to move into my favorite pose, corpse pose. So if you have a blanket, maybe you cover up your body. Get comfortable on your mat. Make your way into a reclined position. Reach those arms up overhead like you're making a snow angel. Point the toes and let's stretch here. Release it all out. Take up as much space as you need to here. We're gonna hang out here for a few moments, so just relax. Let your mind settle. You just woke up. Your brain can handle being still for a few moments while you come into the present day, a new morning, this fresh start that you have. It'll help, I promise. Let your breaths grow softer. When your mind starts to wander, guide it back gently to that breath with the inhale in, exhale, let it all go. Let's slowly start to move into our morning, this new day, bringing awareness into the entire body, from the crown of the head, going all the way down to the soles of the feet. Twinkle the toes, twinkle the fingers. Maybe move your head from side to side to loosen up the neck. Let's make our way over to our side. Resting on that arm before we move back to an easy seated position. How we began here. If you have a blanket, you want to wrap it around you, by all means, get that extra dose of comfort before you start your day. Back into an easy seated position. Reach the arms up. Palms come together. Bring them to heart center. Let's bow the head to seal our practice for this morning. Thank you so much for joining me here on the mat for this morning's flow. And you did it. I hope this morning flow left you feeling ready to move through the day a little bit easier. I know that just 15 minutes does so much of a difference on my body. I can absolutely tell. If you love this practice, please like, subscribe, and of course, drop a matcha in the comments so I know that you're flowing with me. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what you're thinking about after this, what comes up for you. I love to hear that. So until then, I will see you here on the mat next week. Peace.